Alright, so 2 days ago I recorded this Hansel Emmanuel video. And it was really good, man. And I accidentally deleted the file. I downloaded a bunch of file recovery. I couldn't figure it out, man. So I'm pretty sad that I lost that video. The last Slimeito was getting ready to come out in a few hours, so I really don't need to be here right now, but I figured let's get Andrew Tate going.
Only a cat-owning bitch would complain to the police about a fucking joke. Fine, you're upset you lost your cat. Fair enough, yeah, the joke may have been a little bit, risque. Who calls the police on a fucking joke? Cat owners. Cat owners are liberals. Cat owners believe in hate speech. Cat owners are Democrats. Cat owners are dickheads. Said that a lot of the world's problems could be fixed if women walked around with their body cams on their foreheads. I didn't say lines.
Sorry. What would be fixed? Like world hunger?
Everything would be fixed, bro. I'm talking about society at large could benefit from that scenario.
What does that fix?
Because you have to extrapolate it. You have to extrapolate it and look at it the meta point. If women can't just sleep with anybody and everybody because they're going to be known for it and shamed for it, they're going to be very, very selective with who they sleep with. If they're very, very selective, then men are going to have to be very, very hardworking and very, very dedicated to becoming a man worth sleeping with. So now men are going to be more honorable.
What if all women just band together and decide we don't give a fuck men, we're just gonna fuck as many people as we want, we're all gonna fuck as many people as we want, and we're all gonna have high numbers on our head. And they flip it on our ass, and it becomes the motherfucker that's get the highest number somehow becomes the best. What if they somehow flip? I just don't see what that would really. That one's. Let's move on.
I want to be the person who shows her something for the first time. I don't want to fuck a bitch who's been fucked every way she can be fucked. Why do I have to invent something new now? Backflips? I can do it.
See now we're getting somewhere. This is a very interesting topic. Everybody. I mean, every single one of you guys watching this, right? You got your dream girl, right? Oh yeah, I wish I could pull this girl. Blah 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 blah. Right? Okay, let's say you were to pull her. Let's say you were to pull that girl, whoever that girl is. Are you prepared to deal with all of the niggas that came before that? And it's not even like them niggas, it's not even like she's yours now. But you know all of the niggas that hit before her. All of them more lit than you. Is that something you're prepared to deal with? All of the niggas that are trying to continue to keep hitting on her forever and ever forever. Is that something you're prepared to deal with? I don't know. I always used to say, oh yeah, I want this girl, blah, blah, blah. And then you get the girl and you find out all of the girls she's been with before. And then it's like, oh man. I mean, all of the guys she's been with before. And it's like, oh boy. So I kind of feel where he's coming from on this one. I just want to cap her. You don't necessarily have to not know how to do anything, but you can cap. You can pretend like you don't know how to suck dick even though you're a monster in it. You can pretend. Pretend to let me teach you. You don't have to actually not know.
The fact that still she's going to sit there with me and start talking about all these places she goes, I don't want to hear that. I want to hear innocence, purity, sit at home, don't do shit.
I don't like when they're sluts, but I kind of find it hot when they have their own shit going.
You have her own shit going from home.
Yeah, I don't agree with him on this one. They should have their own shit going. The most attractive thing to me is a hard-working girl. I don't want a lazy bitch at all. I don't want anybody around me to be lazy, honestly.
Well, promiscuity is a brand new concept.
For every 50 men.
Every single book you can read from history says that females who are promiscuous should either be stoned to death.
And tolerate a man condescending and talking to her and being like, we're different and we're this, we're that, because we're not. A woman that knows her worth is not going to tolerate that.
As professionals, we discussed.
As much of a thought as I am, I would like to believe that when I find the right girl with the right mindset, she would truly make me not want to cheat on anyone. She would be so perfect, and I would be so content and happy and loving her that I would honestly not want to cheat on anyone. That's what I hope that I can find in a girl one day. There's also another possibility where I find girls like he's talking about that you love, and you love them deeply. but there's always this burning part of you from time to time that just wants to fuck something else, and you don't want to lose your girl because you love her and she's bad as shit. But there's also a part of you every now and then that just wants to get out, be free, and fuck something else. I hope that it's not that.
Both the man and the woman understand that at some point he's going to explore those options.
No, listen, if I'm with you, do you think I'm going to allow you to explore other options? It's either you're with me or you're not. Go be single then.
Cool.
Like what? But realistically, what self-respecting woman is going to sit there and tolerate you?
I don't cheat.
I think there's a lot of women that would do that. That would sit there and tolerate it, and I don't think that money or status really has anything to do with it. I think a lot of it has to do with mental manipulation.
Understanding and instilling a mental frame inside of the female that makes her understand that it's really not that big a deal. That, coupled with your status and the fact that you're hard to replace, will make you be able to get away with it. And when I say get away with, I don't...
See, that's what I mean. It's a lot of mental manipulation into just convincing her that it's really not that big of a deal.
It can be a very honest and open thing. I'm telling you, man.
And the best way to do it is if it is a very honest and open thing, because you can't really... It's like an honest manipulation. You can't lie when you do something like this. You got to be very... He's right.
Why can't the woman do that? And I can answer it in so many different ways.
In your harshest way.
My harshest way is that it goes against the will of God and nature. It goes against the way of man. For the longest period of human history, men had more than one woman. Every king, every sultan, read the Bible, read the Quran. In most of the world today, men still have more than one woman. Never in history, in any book ever, in any civilization since the dawn of human time, have promiscuous women been celebrated. Ever. They have been frowned upon in every single society ever. The main reason is because of paternity. Because what happens is if I have 5...
I mean, so far, he's not wrong.
Then they all get pregnant. We know who the 5 mothers are.
The guys are in town?
Thank you. And we know who the 5 fathers are.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, the father for the 5 kids. So you know who the kids belong to.
Yeah.
If you have a woman who's sleeping with 5 dudes, when she gets pregnant, nobody knows who the fucking kid belongs to. Now, the DNA test might be able to fix that, modern science, right? But there's a whole bunch of modern science that's to work the devil. That shit's new. Humans, evolutionarily, grew up until the 1950s, 1960s, where none of that shit was doable. You had to know who the mother and the father was. You had to have a virgin. That's why they celebrate virginity in most of these places on the planet. They can't afford DNA tests. If she ain't a virgin, I don't know as a fact I'm the father. So I ain't gonna fucking deal with her shit. That's why virginity is so important in most of the world to this day. So to come along and say a woman can do it too is disgusting in the eyes of God, in the eyes of nature. You can come along with science and somehow then try and fix it and prove it.
So
and patch it up.
God just wants the boys to just run through chicks.
God wants the warriors out here.
God's looking down right now and he's like, boys, I just want you to run through chicks.
God wants the men, the masculine males of Earth, to reproduce, create his warriors. God needs warriors.
What parable is that in?
Take 15. Okay. I'll go. Right. So here we go. So women have an innate value. They're born with an innate value, and that innate value is effectively their pussy. Because they can reproduce. So women are always going to be important because they can reproduce. We're always going to need them to some degree. So even if women are unintelligent and stupid, even ugly, at some point someone's going to come along and go, yeah, but they have a pussy, we need that pussy to reproduce, right? That's why we look at the genetics of humanity. Since the dawn of human time,
this is crazy.
98% of females have reproduced at some point. And they tracked it by the chromosomes, whereas less than 20% of men did. So plenty of men died without ever having offspring. They died in wars or whatever. Then plenty of kings had multiple wives, had multiple children. But every woman at some point ended up getting fucked because women have an innate value. Because pussy runs the world, because men are desperate for it. But there's a bunch of pussy out there, and no man should just be giving her everything she wants just because she exists. However, she does have an intrinsic value that men don't have. There is a reason why it's women and children first on the lifeboat. There's a reason for that. And that's because their life matters. If you talk about 100 women dying, people give a shit. If you talk about 100 men dying, it's happening right now in Ukraine, nobody gives a fuck. And that's just the reality of the world as a man. As a man, your life is not important. That's life. That's how it goes for men.
Wow.
Yeah, we're heading to like some severe black pill territory here, but yeah, I agree with most of that.
Imagine, I'm in my fucking 6-liter V12 Aston Martin Vanquish. Gets about 10 miles to the gallon, max. Sitting there.
Alright, let's get into the bloopers. Let's get into some bloopers. Roll the music.
To a poor country, no one's impressed. If they have food and their family members are alive, they're all laughing and dancing. Africans ain't even got rules on their houses. Every time you fucking look at that documentary, you non-stop dancing around. I ain't dancing around like that ever. I'm never that happy. What the fuck are you happy about?
And if you're a really good friend...
Hey, yo!
Bodybuilding is a beauty pageant where dudes try their best to put on muscle so other dudes can say, you're the best looking dude. It's gay. It's super gay. I said, tell him it's gay all the time. It's not gay, it's hard work, dedication, blah, blah, blah.
I might be with him on that one. I might be with him on...
And I heard the little one, the little hijabi one, say, oh, maybe we need a male officer. Basically saying, we can't arrest this dude. What pisses me off most, you thick fucks. Beer break. You don't need a vape. Have you ever seen anyone with a vape? Have you ever sat in a room? We go, wait, oh, let me just, a vape's done charging. Load it up. And then some motherfucker's like, oh, it's bad for me. Duh. The fuck? How are people surprised by this shit? And now they're all over Twitter and on the news. Maybe we should do something about it. No, don't do anything. If you're so fucking stupid, it didn't cross your mind at some point that permanently sucking on this vape was going to damage you in some way. You deserve what happens to your dumb ass. I decided, I didn't even decide, I realized yesterday that I can actually, genuinely, right now, nothing is stopping me from becoming Batman. Nothing. I have a Batcave.
Okay, yeah.
I have an Alfred.
Okay.
I have a Batmobile, a Bugatti.
Yeah.
I can fight.
Yeah.
Rich as fuck.
You can afford body armor and all the crap. That
All the crap, you can buy it all. I'm charismatic. There is nothing stopping me putting on a suit and being Batman.
Hey, that nigga should do it. Do it, shit. Be Batman, nigga. Tate man. That would be some insane cap, boy.
I don't think most women can actually genuinely understand how lovely of men are. And you need to truly understand if you're Joe Schmo, average in nearly every way, Starbucks, working, you ain't getting a DM ever. You girls will never be lonely. As much as you might be unhappy with the possible suitor, you can at least fuck about and flirt if you feel sad. There are men out here in the world who have genuine loneliness. Right? And I can prove this statistically. Some child is outside enjoying their life, playing with toys and smiling in the sunshine and having fun. I hate happiness. I hate happy children. Anyway, you're all losers. We've discussed this before. I'm the king of the world.
This would happen when the wrong nigga get too much of it.
Why did you choose that insult? Why do you call people worms? And it's very, very clear to me, at least, why I call people worms. Worm is a pointless creature. The only reason a worm exists is so that bigger, more important animals can eat something. They don't do anything. They can't see. They sit in the dirt and they just move around in the dirt and they try and hide a little bit and then a bird eats them. And most people live their lives as worms. Most of you are worms. You don't do anything important. You're just living in your shit life, living your little dirt, just sitting there wriggling, hoping an eagle doesn't come along to fuck you up. And the eagle did come along. You couldn't even defend yourself. A worm has no claws. It hasn't even got, like a skunk can spray smelly piss or something. A worm has zero defensive mechanism. A worm is absolutely and utterly useless. I've never heard of a story of valor that involves a worm. People use animals as insults. They'll say you're a bitch, female dog. I don't think a female dog's that insulting to be. I know female dogs. You can have a female police dog that will charge at bullets, Or you can have a fire right in the burning building. What's so wrong with being a female dog? A dog can do something. Being a female worm would be much worse. A worm so shit that they don't even have gender. I'm about to do research in the middle of a Tate speech for the first time in my life. Earthworms are hermaphrodites. This is what I mean. They don't have genders. If you're a worm, you're not even a man or a woman. You're just a worm. Full-grown man. He looked normal, looked like a normal dude. This is the menu. What do we want to eat? What do we want to eat? Steak, veal, go through the menu. And he sits there and he says, I think I'll try the sushi.
Sushi? You're a sushi eater.
There's no power in sushi.
Literally, what? Your chopsticks? Oh, chopsticks. Yeah.
Look at this power. This comes from the food I eat. You're telling me you're going to get power from sushi? A little piece of floppy fish, some rice in a circle. Anyway, I'm hungry. You want something to eat? I was like, nah, I'm fine, bro. So he gets his ass up, full-grown man. He starts cooking himself something to eat. And everybody knows the age-old adage. Time is what?
Money.
Money! That's right, time is money. You're going to spend time preparing food. The last thing you should be doing with your time is cooking. I can't think of a lower ROI activity. Ooh, an onion. Well, let me get the onion. I'm going to start cooking. You're wrong! You're fucking poor! Watching hard brands.
What the fuck? Holy shit.
Right, people. My first ever shower on a plane. This is my huge, spacious bathroom. I'm gonna have to try and do this video without getting my massive cock all over the camera. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Tate's rich, tall, strong, smart. Surely he can't have a big dick to get. Sorry to break it to you. See my dick, it would hurt me more than seeing my bank balance. You guys. So I'm gonna try my best. One of the most important ways to discover if someone's a dickhead or not is if they wear a smartwatch. Smartwatches are bullshit. There's nothing you can do on a smartwatch faster than you can just pull your phone out your pocket and use your phone properly. Every time I've ever seen anyone try and do something on a smartwatch, I just sit there looking at them thinking, what kind of fucking materialistic, capitalistic moron are you? When Apple releases a watch, you think you need it. So you can sit there scrolling through, pretending that it's easier for you to read your email on your fucking watch. Leave your phone out your pocket is like literally half a second. Is it any better for me to, who's calling me? Okay, now I'll get my phone out of my pocket. It's bullshit, it's garbage. It's completely useless. The people go, oh yeah, that tracks my heart rate. You didn't know your heart rate for your whole fucking adult life. You went through your life, you never knew what your fucking heart rate was. You never knew how many steps you took in a day. And now that it says on your fucking watch, you pretending that's important information? It's not fucking important information. All you're trying to do is justify your completely shit lifestyle. Saying, oh, I took 500 steps today. Who gives a fuck? You're still a fat bastard. So next time you meet someone with a smartwatch, say, why do you have that? Oh, it's actually quite convenient because, and listen to their shitty excuse, they're lying to you. They're moral. You fucking thing. You need to be...
Oh my god! This thing brought me to tears. Alright, you guys can leave all your comments about whatever shit he brought up that you want. I'm curious as to what everybody's take is on the women. Do we think the man should have more than one woman? What do you guys think? Be honest, be truthful, be realistic. Let me know in the comments. Leave comments and everything else. I'm crying, that's gonna do it for me.
eating bread for thousands of years. Literally thousands of years. And nearly every civilization on this planet, people were eating bread. And now you want to come along with your bullshit imaginary dietary requirement because you think it makes you sound special. You sound like a dick. Put the bread in your fucking mouth and be quiet. You can't stand people with fucking imaginary ailments, because that's all it is. Imaginary ailments to add some kind of degree of personality. Imagine going through life being such a fucking retard. The only way you could define yourself by what you put in and out of your mouth. What is? Do you have any actual personality? Are you anything, or are you just a person who doesn't eat bread? But that's how you base your whole identity around something like this. You put it on your Facebook all the time. It's your fucking profile picture. You mention it every possibility you get. Your entire existence, and you define yourself by the fact that you don't put meat and bread in your mouth. Congratulations, you're a fucking moron.